Hey, what's up? It's Andrew from ProducerSociety.com. Today I'm talking to you guys about the AT2021 from Technica. It's this little condenser microphone that you can see right here. This cool little thing. I really like this microphone a lot. It sounds awesome for the acoustic guitar. It sounds great for vocals too. I would say primarily I'm going to be using this for acoustic guitar, but yeah, you could definitely use this for vocals too. It's phantom powered. Obviously, it's a condenser mic. I would say that this is probably one of the better mics that you could get for the price. Like, I paid very little for this. It was under $200, I'll tell you that. It's a really nice mic though. You can kind of see what I have going on right here. This is the box that it came in, just over here on my table. In terms of what you get in the box with this thing, it's mostly like an instruction manual, warranty manual. Then you get this nice carrying case that you can see right here, and then obviously the mic and this holder that comes with it too. And I'm glad it came with this holder, or this stand rather, mount, whatever you want to call it, just because now I don't have to buy one, and it fits directly on my boom arm, which is great, so I don't have to worry about buying anything else for it. In a minute, I'm going to run through some comparisons. Right now, I just have my Samson Q2U hooked up because that's best for YouTube videos. But in a minute, I'm gonna mic it up and show you what it sounds like. If you want to know how to set this thing up, it's fairly straightforward. You just have like your USB to USB-C adapter, assuming that you don't have one. Most people already have it, but you just plug that into your computer. Then your audio interface plugged directly into that adapter, and then you run your XLR cable from the audio interface to the mic, and it's as simple as that. After that, you just turn on the phantom power button and turn your gain up, I don't know, a quarter to halfway. I usually put it around halfway, and I find that that's good enough. Another thing that's worth mentioning about this microphone is that it's best to use a pop filter because it is a condenser mic and it is really sensitive to plosive sounds. Even this mic is really sensitive to plosive sounds. You can always hear like the harsh P sounds and the T sounds and the S sounds. So a pop filter is definitely going to make that a lot better. And also you need phantom power, as I just said. And another thing that's worth mentioning is that it's very sensitive. So this is a condenser mic, and it's very sensitive to sounds like that, plosive sounds, and it's also a mic that you don't want to drop either. It's not like a dynamic Shure SM58 where you can drop that 50 times and it'll be okay. And it's one of those mics where you want to be gentle with it. You can kind of see the comparison image I have right here. Like it's really quite small. I really like it. I think it's cool, the fact that it's so small. But anyway, I'm going to compare and contrast this mic, the way it sounds, to some of the other mics I own, notably probably the two Shures, and then the Samson, and then this R144 from MXL. It's a ribbon mic. But anyway, I'm just going to give you an idea of what this thing sounds like and maybe talk a little bit more about it. But anyway, we'll get into that now. So right away, you can probably tell the difference between the way this sounds. I have as you can see, I have my pop filter set up right now, but you can kind of see the way that there's more attention to the detail. You get the vibe that there's just more, it's capturing more of the signal. It's also capturing more of like the plosive sounds as well, like tss, tss, p, p. So that's why you definitely need one of these pop filters, because it's going to stop that from being such a problem. But anyway, I hope you can kind of tell the difference. If you just go back and check out the beginning of the video, you'll notice right away that this microphone is picking up a lot more. But anyway, I'm going to move on to the next part of the video now. We're just going to compare some of the other microphones to the guitar. So yeah, as you can see, there's quite a bit of difference between all these mics, and that's obvious because they're quite different from each other. The mics, the structure of them and everything are totally different. Like for example, this is a ribbon mic, and this is a USB mic. This is a dynamic mic, and this is a condenser. So they're all quite different from each other. But I find it's useful to compare and contrast them in that way, just because it kind of shows you like what that mic does. So for example, like the moment when we switched into the R144, it was like night and day. The condenser was very clear and bright and much louder as well. And then this ribbon microphone, it's like so warm, almost ridiculously so, like very, very warm. And then also the dynamic, the SM58 that I was using, it was kind of quiet. Like I could have even turned up the gain on the audio interface, but I kept the gain on the audio interface the same pretty much the whole time. Like all the settings were the same on the audio interface. I just had to jack up the signal a little bit afterwards because the volume is so much different in the aftermath. But yeah, I think probably the mics were the most similar to each other, is the AT2021 and then the Samson Q2U. And that would make sense because I guess most USB microphones are condenser microphones anyway, so they're just powered a little bit differently, and they have the impedance converter inside it. You can definitely see the differences between on those mics. In terms of my favorite, obviously the 2021 is the best for the acoustic guitar. Once you get the levels right, once you get the right volume on the audio interface and like the right, positioning that you want, I think that's definitely the best way to go for recording acoustic. But anyway, make sure you like and subscribe if this was helpful to you, and then I'll see you in the next video. All right.